know you are. Okay, I'm gonna put on Twitter that I'm streaming again. Streaming once more. Apologies. 3. There you go. Alright, hello people. If I'm correct, then you should now be able to actually read all the people's chats in my stream. And as you can see, my camera is not working at the moment. I need to, for some reason, always when I start streaming, because Windows 10 totally ruined my camera stuff. There we go. Is chat working? Hi. Yes, your chat is working. It seems a bit tallish and big though. Hey, like the Cavalry. Let's see if I can make it a bit smaller. That should work. Yes, can you people read it? I should probably make the background opacity a bit darker, like that. That should help already. Oh, let's do 80, 70 or so, like that. Chat background opacity 25. There. Can you people still read it properly? Say something if you can. You should be able to. Okay, more opacity please, better. Okay, it's a bit hard to see because 4K thing. Move this a little bit to the side there, a little bit up. Let's see if it allows me to make it a bit bigger. There. Okay. Thank you, Celeste, for helping me set that up. Now we have this thing, and I'll just mentioned it before, but since I'm re-recording this and whatever, I made this for Protoball. It's basically a shield, and in the current state, it's an attack where you can push away either a player or the ball. And I need to add a few more functionality thingies to it. One of them is going to be the dissolve, which is kind of set up already. So that's 10 minutes of my raid. Cell says yes, okay, I'll figure something out. So. And when it's first person, the hard surface will get in the way. I mean, you won't see it with all the flashy things and so, but let's see if I can actually set that a bit better. Close all the things here. I think that's the Proto Shield one, so yeah. There, that's the shield in the normal, sort of normal state, sort-ish. And if you're holding this as a player, then this thing will be way too much in view. So I need to add something there where this is only being, where this part is not seen when you're using it in first person. So this won't be noticeable because normally it's not banded, but okay. Let's see, let's grab the material. There. The chat is working, but for some reason it's not updating that fast for some reason. I mean, I shouldn't be able to see Sir Bach, but either this thing is quite delayed or oh, it's going up. Huh? Ah, the latest message at top. Okay, did not expect that to happen. Something I can change or? Message alignment bottom. There we go. That's better. Let's see, compact. Oh, that's also a thing. That might also be nice. This boxed, compact, default. I think I'm gonna go with this one though. It's a bit sort of better. Don't like the color though. Never mind, for now I'm gonna keep it the default one there. That's better. Okay. Enough layering. Louis Fissers asks, is that for just fun? What is this that for that just for fun project you are working on? No, it's not for fun. This is just from a client, a very cool client, and they're working on Protoball, and therefore I need to do stuff, but I'm allowed to stream it, which is more fun. Okay, let's find a way to make this not visible in first player. Though they could basically just disable that, of course. I want to see if I can find something else that will work as well. Let's see. I can tell I'm a bit out of it because I slept quite weird last night. It was quite late. So I don't like this music at all. Okay. In the meantime, if anybody has questions, please do ask. Somebody else was asking about mobile. Serafish, are you still there, by the way? I think you are because you said hi back. I want to ask some stuff about performance in mobiles. Any tips? Well, I wish I could give you real tips, but I only just recently got a client asking me for mobile stuff, so I currently do not have the experience to really give you any advice. I mean, obviously, get draw costs as low as possible, small textures, reuse a lot of the same content, but sadly, I don't have the experience yet to really give you good advice about that. Sorry about that. Sadly, I cannot show you the mobile thing yet. Maybe on a later stage. So the fade in out thing is this, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. It would be cool if we could still see the shield a little bit in first person, but not be this in your face. Which is why I'm thinking about maybe trying something else, but I might need another material for that. I always have a content browser on another screen, so I might not always show you what I'm doing in the content browser. It's not that important anyway, but let's see. Flipbooks, I can't use that. Gradients, do I have a good gradient for that? That might actually work. Surface I'm working with in small triangular shape. It's better to create a small mesh triangular and reduce the alpha or just stretch the billboard particles. I wouldn't use a mesh triangular for that, especially with if you use proper alpha channels and that kind of stuff, then Unreal Engine is able to cut that out themselves. There are some tools for that. I can't remember exactly what, but let's see if I can actually show you in a particle. I have no idea here, I think. Let me just make a new one real quick. Okay, tester. I think it's in the sub UV thing though. Let me double check. Or was it not? I can't remember exactly where it was. Ah, particle cutout. There it is. You can have a cutout texture, which cuts out the... And in this you can optimize things quite a bit. You can set 8 vertices, you can use the alpha or color brightness, the red channel, green channel, blue channel stuff, and that will help you cut out some stuff. Let me see if I have a simple texture that will show you what's going on. There are quite a few textures here, of course, so let's see if we can find something that will work. That might not really work. The Protoball thing might work. Is there an alpha channel in here? Is RGB? Yes. This alpha channel, true. Let's double check. Loading the small texture T+. Let's take ages. Okay, so yeah, might not exactly work, but we can try it. Need to make a material out of it normally, but let's see if that actually works. It might crash, I'm not sure. I'm using Unity. That I cannot help you really with, though. You should have said that sooner, Fish. No, it's fine. That might not work properly because I think Unreal Engine just crashed with me selecting that texture. Oh. I'm gonna give it 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye bye. That Unreal Engine delete. Cool. Okay, that's not working the way I expected it to work. I'll figure that out later, I guess. It's odd though. It should be able to use any texture, but I'll figure it out later when I have more time. So, that was my first crash on stream in a bit. Apologies for all the yawning. I'll probably do a lot more because I'm not as active as I was with all the thingies. I didn't really do anything, skip restore. So, Unreal Engine, will you load or are we just gonna wait and see this weird thing here flicker? There we are again. And I did have my content browser open somewhere. The textures area. I think it was gradients. Not sure if it's gonna work properly, but I'm just gonna figure out something with a few things that I can toy around with. Maybe this for now as well. It's gonna be practice, try out. Because I basically want this thing to be hidden in first person, but I don't want it to be entirely gone. So I'm gonna try something with that for a bit. Change that animation thing. Move this away a little bit as well. Because that part is done, I wish you could hide things, like make them semi-transparent when you're not need to use them. And Yoeri says, "Hi Luos, I'm an artist. Any advice on how to avoid beam particles facing the camera? Seems that manually set tangents no longer stop camera facing." I cannot really give you any advice about beam particles because I hate them with a passion. I don't like them, I rather not use them. I would use a mesh instead. And that may be a bit stubborn from my part, but whenever I use beam particles, I tend to have more troubles with them than get good results. Therefore, I decided to almost never use beam particles unless there is no other way around it. Okay, let's see. I think I actually have a distort thing here, right? No, I actually don't. Okay. Luos mask distorter. There we go. I'm very sorry though, Yoeri, I can't give you any good advice about that. I just don't have enough experience with them ever since I hit a lot of barriers. And Louis Fish is like, I'm not the only one hating beam particles. I really hope that they improve them in Niagara because Okay, I don't like this music. Next one. It would be nice if I actually see which freaking image I have. Thank you. The Unreal Engine is quite slow today. Maybe my computer is being annoying again. It's not really super happy with two 4K screens on 780, but yeah. There. Hey AF, how are you? The computer's sleepy. It might be though, it's already 2 p.m. Okay. There should be something pending, but there we go. -1 maybe. Okay, it needs some more tweaking of course, but we'll get there. That could work, though I wish that the lines were a bit more angular. I'm not sure if this is Luos rotation. I'm not sure if this is gonna work because it's a lot of weird math. Probably gonna fight, but we'll see. That still looks fine. Let's say I want about 45 degrees. Well, it will actually work. Okay. Modular material functions for the win. Okay, let's do a nice angle. Something like that. But I think it will look cooler if the shield's moving upwards, but that might just be me. You can always change it later, of course. There. Let's get this, change the texture size of this thing. Uh, 0.5, 0.5, let's see what that does. Okay, 0.33. That could work. Your mask distortion is just a pattern texture and use it as a UV map. Yeah, it sort of is. You're totally correct about that. And I tend to use normal maps because compression reasons actually. But yeah, the mask distortion, there's actually a tutorial on it on my YouTube channel. But it basically is just panning the texture on different speeds and then using that as a UV channel. It's funny that not many people realize that this is just a texture that's manipulating the U and the V, and everybody's constantly asking me, how did you do that? Well, I just manipulate the U's and the V's. Let's see, normal map speed. I want you to go about. What's the normal map speed actually? 0.02. Okay. Let's see. I want to test some weird things out for a second as well. That might actually be quite interesting. I found I can use it when I create a water shader. Yeah, for water shaders. There's also, it's not exposed. This is actually quite a cool material thing. Sadly, it's not normally exposed in the content browser, but there are some material functions that you can use that are, like I said, not exposed. So let's go to the ancient content. Let's see if I have a filter material functions. There we go. And there's a four-way somewhere. There are a lot of quite cool material functions, but there's a where are you? Metal four-way chaos. This one. You can do quite a few cool material things with this. I can actually show you real quick. I think. Not sure which one it was that I always use, but I think it's that one. Yeah. You can use it for a normal map as well, of course, but let's just pick this one. Make it a texture object. And let's see the results. Let's do it on a normal plane. As you can see, this is nice and quite chaosy. Maybe I can actually use the normal instead. That might give you a better result. Let's just ignore that this is not the normal one, but as you can see, this for water will give you quite a really cool result. So definitely check out the Motion 4-way in the content editor, the content browser, in the engine assets. Because I don't think it's exposed. No, see, it's not exposed to library. But this thing makes great water stuff. Okay. Why do you not remember the last mesh selected? Weird Unreal Engine things that I still do not get. Let's grab the shield thing again. There. Okay. That is in. I also want to see what it looks on this. I kind of expected that it will be totally black. That could look nice-ish. I want to see what this floor looks like as well. Nope. No, don't need to do that. I can just preview this one. Let's try steel instead. Not helping either. That could somewhat work, maybe. Dun, 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 dun. Sure, says a real node system. Someday I'll use it. It looks great. It's so intuitive. I really love it. Okay, I have no idea what I'm doing now. I'm just gonna see if I can get some cool effect going, but yeah, not really happy with that. Let's see if I have some other textures going that might look better. Instant pure darkness, yeah. But that does look kind of cool-ish. It misses something still. Purposes. I'm using Unity and Amplify Shader Editor. It's great. I haven't had any experience with that, and I probably never will though. Okay, let's make this a bit slower, like 0.77. This should be slower as well, like maybe 0.5 even. Yeah, that kind of looks like what I would expect a shield to behave like when it's almost transparent. But it still needs that That oomphy, if you know what I mean. Louis Fisher says, "Are you excited for something specific at E3?" Um, I hope to see something new from God of War. I don't have the highest of hopes, but generally speaking, I love the aggressiveness and the effects in God of War, so that's definitely something. I really, really love The Last of Us, so I really hope The Last of Us 2 will just be total so much better. Better AI, better visuals, generally the same kind of quality story, or better even. The new Red Dead Redemption, or at least it's basically an old Red Dead Redemption because it's probably going to be the old Marston story, but that's something I'm really looking forward to. Um, Kingdom Hearts, because I just love the effects. I don't know anything about the story anymore, even though I've played almost all of them, or my brother showed me all of them, because he generally loves Kingdom Hearts a lot more than me, so he just plays them, and I just watch and study everything. But yeah, and I hope to see a lot of cool indie games, but we'll see. Secretly, I hope for either a new Donkey Kong or a new Metroid, but I doubt we'll see anything about that. Kingdom Hearts won't be on E3. Well, that's totally fine, but sometimes a new trailer might leak. I don't know. I'm fine either way. No, 1.5, 1.5. And Nintendo won't present any title on E3. Oh well. I do know that I'm gonna watch almost all of the shows, and since I'm in the Netherlands, a few of those shows will be freaking early or freaking late. Let me double check. My brother sent me an URL with all that information. My girlfriend has a Switch and she's really tilled with Nintendo. Explain the word tilt, because I don't understand the context. Where's my brother on WhatsApp? There we are. Okay, let's see. I need to be up at 6 a.m. to watch the Bethesda one. And I need to be up at 3 a.m. to watch the PlayStation 4 one. That's fine. But you know, EA has the showcase, but I don't really care for EA at all. There might be a few interesting things, but I don't think EA will ever please me. Same with Xbox One, though. You know, even though it's Xbox One, I do hope that they are showing the new console and some new interesting games that can only run on their console. But yeah, it's probably just me gonna be whining about everything. Bethesda, ever since the letdown of Fallout 4, I'm not that interested. Though the Doom did make kind of was awesome. PC gaming show, no idea. Ubisoft, oh Ubisoft, I have no idea either. So we'll see. Oh yeah, Bloodborne is freaking awesome. I'm not sure about Death Stranding. A buddy of mine is actually working there. That's so cool. But we'll see. I mean, I wasn't really a fan of the last Metal Gear Solid, but I think that Kojima didn't really have much of a choice in that case. Okay, let's see if this frag can help here as well. Hmm. I wonder if this is gonna work. Let's see, where's the opacity mask? That's all the way from here. I'm just gonna save there and gonna plug this one in for a second. Let's see. Oh yes, that looks so much better directly on the mesh with the right materials. So we went from this, which looks quite odd and just generic stuff, but the moment it's actually applied on the mesh with the base colors, the emissive colors, and that kind of stuff, and you'll get this. How freaking cool is that? This is why I love materials, and it's just magic. Even I have sometimes no idea what I'm doing, get the results I'm going for, and just be generally happy. Sadly, I cannot enable refraction on this because it's a masked mesh, but I might actually make it a bit slower, just for general reasons. Hmm. Fortnite, yeah, I've been looking at it. It's something that the special effects of Fortnite actually almost make me want to grab the game. Sadly, there was a job offer for FX artist for Fortnite, but sadly I cannot take it because I don't feel like working at an office. Even though Epic is one of the most amazing places you can work at, I'm just weird. I like to work at my own desk. But yeah, it definitely is really cool. I love the effects, Fortnite. So I think I'm gonna add one additional banner to this all. Okay, let's see if this gives just a little bit of additional sophistication that I'm looking for. Yeah. The reason I'm doing this is because I don't want the shield to be quite visible for the first person. Mainly for not having to obstruct everything, but I still want the shield there to be a little bit. This might be a bit overkill though. Hmm. Let's see. Oh yeah, Doctor Strange was really cool. Loads of GPU particles on that one. I really love the rings that he did because I know that I can recreate those. At least I can recreate those. Uh, yeah, that might actually be too much a thing. Back to this one, I guess. Yeah, let's just keep it at this. Alright, so this is the first person effect. I hope Nuzzle is around because he should really look at this. Let's see if he's actually online. Well, the chemist is, but not Nuzzle or whatever. I actually want to see this in game. Let me save this for a second. But yeah, I like to be surprised by new games or find out that some of my old favorite games are back again. I mean, I'm still waiting for a really, really, really good new Metroid. I'm scared it might never happen, but then again, I thought the same about Donkey Kong and Tropical Freeze and that kind of stuff. The visuals are awesome, the effects are awesome. So, so what do you? A few years ago, the word epic was really big at the E3. Like everything is gonna be epic, epic, epic. And last year they had the brightest pixels ever kind of bullshit. So, what do you guys think? What's going to be the biggest catchphrase everybody's going to use during the next E3? Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, that's also really cool. Let's see, where are you? So, when I'm a first person, this is what I'll see. That might be a bit too much, actually. I won't buy another tool for Switch. Please, please Nintendo, give me that port. Yeah, let's do some fine tweaking so I can actually see what's going on. Alright, It needs that one additional thing. Let me see if I can grab a texture for it. Are we gonna use this one? Am I gonna use this one? I think so. We'll see. The only thing is I'll need quite a lot more things like this. I might not be able to use the same material function eventually, but for now this should be fine. I was never a big fan of Ratchet and Clank. Personally, I've seen my brother play it. But yeah. Those Ratchet and Clank effects are really cool. They sure are. That's the only reason why I'm watching my brother play them. Yeah, I need to get this whole function again. Bit of waste, but let's see if we can tweak something here. Because I need you to be like 0.5 or so. Not sure if I'm gonna add them or multiply them, but we'll see. Let's try add for now. think the engine was developed. I am not sure actually. I don't know. Unreal has finally been getting some great stylized game. Well, there have been quite a few, especially during game jams, but it's good to see a few bigger ones taking up the spots for stylized games because I tend to prefer those above realistic, mostly due to stylized being a more timeless style. If I play a Super Nintendo game, it still looks good because it's sprites, it's drawn, but the standard old 3D things kind of look outdated. Rhyme is really cool. A buddy of mine, Simon, worked on that for the VFX stuff. He recently, let me grab the link for that because he recently released a 1 hour video about the effects in Rhyme. Realtimevfx.com. Talk video, stylized VFX in Rhyme. There we go. I'm gonna paste it in just chat. Definitely check out the video. It's really, really cool. And Simon is just very awesome guy. This actually might be a bit better. I need to make it a little bit smaller still, but let's try 6.5 by 6.5. Tequila works. I love tequila. The drink. Uh-oh. I'm doing all kinds of weird stuff while I'm working, but what do you think about Tekken 7 VFX? From what I've seen, I'm not impressed. Not impressed at all. The Street Fighter ones are way better. At least from what I've seen so far. Yeah, I think this is good. You can still see the shield. Sometimes it's a bit obstructing, but come safe. There we go. Yeah, I think this will work. It might be... Imagine this being the shield and about this angle, then you have quite a bit of view. There's a little bit of obstruction, but not enough to be super annoying, I think. But let's see if I can improve that a little bit still. That could work. I'm fine tweaking on the other screen. Sorry about that, people. Just a little bit of... Okay. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit now. Though most of the things are not really needed to be cleaned up. It's quite clean as it is, but... Okay. Comment. Color. A missive. I'll move that to here later. It's gonna take me a little while, but I really do need to clean it up since it's for a client. Okay, can move it all the way to there. Use the same texture for this, same value for that. That helps much, but it's just doesn't look that bad in my opinion. There, not that clean, but in my head it feels more optimal. Okay, comment this thing. First person stuff. Why would I need anything else? And I need to add this to this. I need to add the switch as well, but for now this is fine. There. Should I multiply it? Might need to multiply it. I thought that would work, but okay. I need to multiply it. I can work with that. Switch, static switch. Might change it later. First person. If true, then this. If false, then this. I might change it to something else later, but for now this is fine until me and the coder person. This is probably going to be actually going to fix all the things. Comment box around this. This is going to be the shot NM there. You are the fade in out. Okay. Oh, okay, I think that's that part. Marianne says, what's your PC config? It's a bit outdated list. Let me check because I don't feel like mentioning that all. I don't care much about my whole PC setup. As long as it's working. Oh my god, I'm gonna see my own face now. Am I not? Pause. My PC config is, where are you? There, i7 4K at 4.5 gigahertz and FK GeForce GTX 780 Ti dual classified cooler overclocked. An old gaming 3 gigabyte thingy motherboard, 32 gigs of RAM, a shitload of SSDs by now. This is quite outdated, and a lot of HDDs. But yeah, that's about it. I also have an additional 730 NVIDIA card in my computer for another 4K screen. But so thank you people, all 14 of you. Though I'm probably one of those. Your PC destroys my laptop. Well, you shouldn't use a laptop for game development anyway, but that's my personal opinion. Don't kill me. No, sir, rub fish. I don't want to rub you the wrong way, like you rub your fish. Okay, I'm probably gonna reuse this. Some small tip. There's this option for sample source where you can set it to clamped and that kind of stuff. Setting it to shared actually has a little bit of a performance gain on AMD stuff like for PlayStation 4, that kind of thing. So definitely set it to shared, wrap or clamp whenever you can. Performance will love it. I need a laptop. I'll buy a PC when I have money. Good point. Okay, what else can I set to shared or clamp? Wrap mostly. So small performance gain FTW. I think that's it for now for this thing. Double check all the options here. I don't need my light map directionality, so I can disable that. No, it's not for mobile. It will save at least a little bit. Okay, I think that's good for now. Save. One step further. And I'm probably gonna copy this part and hopefully apply it to the shield as well, if possible. Which is already a bit more complex and a bit of a mess, but I mean, if you have first person, you want it to be a bit more transparent. I could just probably improve the transparency a little bit just by that, but I want to see if I can do something with this as well. So at the moment, this is going to the opacity. I'm going to plug one in here so I don't forget. I'm going to multiply these two together and see what the result is going to be. The hell? Use a double-sided effect? What's wrong with the double-sided effect? I expected this to do a bit more, but yeah, but no. I definitely want a separate setting for when you're using it as a first person. I expect it to be doing way more than visually bury anything, but there is something going on there, but it's just a little bit. Is it worth the additional things? Also, let me reset the shield animation thing. Where are you? There. No, there is something going on. It's just very, very minimal. Which is fine though, by the way. I mean, I like the subtleties, but it's so subtle that I might need to actually add a power node to it. Let's see. I did not expect it to be so bizarrely subtle. I'm not sure why. Let's try something. That's the point. If it's an FPS, the shield may give away difficulties to the view. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna add a static bool for when it's used as first person. I don't want the same shield to be seen as third person and first person. The fact is kind of cool, though it could be a bit smaller. That's kind of cool. It needs to be a bit more subtle, but I can do that around here. So I'm gonna use an add or a lerp. Let's use the lerp for now. You're gonna be on this side, that there, and about up 1, 2 maybe. Just so it's quite subtle. Yeah. Amplify is just a multiply element. I don't know. You have a double-sided node, but I don't need that really. Let's see. This is gonna be a mess to clean up. Static switch. Boolean is FPS. If true, then the opacity should be about there. And if, jeez, Unreal. I love it. There. And if it's not FPS, then the opacity should be multiplied just by 1. So this is normal view, and it should be way. Oh wait, it's pre-multiplied stuff, of course. I keep forgetting. That's oh. There. So in first person it's quite a bit more transparent, maybe even lower. So I need to test it out in game. I do think that the refraction Fresnel thing should actually be after that, but oh my god, it's gonna be such a mess to clean. Holy hell. Let's see. I'm almost tempted to just add an additional Fresnel, though the instructions are getting quite high already. Let's see what the result will be if I do that. Yeah, as a first person, that's totally useless. It's okay, but I can just increase the Fresnel here then by 10 maybe. And then just remove this. Thank you, by the way, Rafish. I forgot to read the chat for a second. Okay, that might be a bit overkill. Okay, back to 5 UR. I might actually just go for the additional Fresnel here now. Because what has been seen cannot be unseen, and I kind of like the result. Yeah, even though it's only for first person in this case, and yeah, the additional digital glow is kind of nice. But anyways, I need a sphere thing. Maybe I got somewhere there. So I might need to add to the whole first person thing effect. Okay. Apologies for the whole mess. This is gonna be really annoying to fix up, but if it's first person, then true, and if it's false, then I'm gonna multiply by 0. Oh. Oh wait, I shouldn't multiply, I should add. And all the color is all the way over here, of course. I don't want to freaking comment, Jeebus. Yeah, I want to call it. Okay. Hmm. Ta-da-la, ta-da-la. Not really happy with this so far. I might need to go back to the drawing board. Let me think a bit. I doubt this is gonna work, but it doesn't try. Nope. Yeah, I agree. Whee! I'm thinking. Those you see you clicking on a lot of preview notes, set yourself a hotkey in the editor preference. Is there? Do you think there is one? Ah, cool. Yeah, I know that, but I didn't expect there to be an option to start preview node. Yeah, let's try it. Ah, good. Now I want it on my mouse. Where's my mouse? I don't need you eating away my interwebs. Discord, there we go. That's much better. Thank you, man. I didn't expect that to be an option for that, and you are a time saver. I'm really not a fan of the whole X thing, but it does need something additionally. Okay. The same will keep stuff for reviewing notes, by the way. It doesn't for me. Oh, now it does. Okay. Good. Thank you. I love you. Okay, where was I? Yeah, I really don't like this whole thing, this whole setup here. I'm gonna go back to the drawing board for now. It's like the edge is so hard cut. It just needs to be a very subtle thing, though, so. I don't know. I just can't get the feel that I want in this at the moment. So I might need to really go back to the drawing board. Where's the mesh? The hell is this? The hell? Let's see. I'm really goofing off right now. I'm sorry about that. But I really need to find the thing that I think looks good on this. Okay, I expected it to rotate, but no. Hey, Oblique, how are you, man? Server says fix myself. Richard does choose Unreal for it. Chooses its own engine. power, exponential. How have you been, Oblique? Hey Fancy, Yoeri, how are you? I'm fine, man. How are you? I'm gonna put this. Just got my stream set up to start streaming some stuff. Awesome. Let's see. Oh, sorry about that. Yawning. First, I need to set up my Stram interface. Yeah. Try to set up your Stram interface, man. You know, this actually looks really cool for a portal, that kind of stuff, and sadly I cannot use it, but this does look really cool. Okay, for now let's just try 5 or so. It's pretty strummy. Okay, let me get one of those annoying Boolean switch thingies here. Okay, the hell. I might have messed up something, but we'll see it soon enough, I guess. This does look better. It's a bit too big still, but it's much better. I need to move the ring a bit, but 1.5.8. There, that's better. And just make it a little bit less bright. Yeah, it does look a bit more magical than. But then again, you're only gonna see it like about in this view, so it should be somewhat okay. And I could always change this into a bit more techno thingy. Noise normals. I don't really have a techno normal map-esque thing. What does this look like, by the way? That looks way different already. Yeah, a techno thing. Okay, let's see. Art and design. VFX, where are you? Textures. Let's see. That might work. Let's try this one for funsies. Textures, noise normals. There we go. Now, I might want to go for strong angles in that case, but we'll see. So it should all be good. It doesn't look too shabby. I can live for this for now. I might change it later, but I don't want to get stuck on this part forever. What? Okay, sorry. I was distracted by something on Discord. La 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 la. Yeah, for now this is good enough. I can kill this part. And I need to get all static pools for now. Wait, what the hell? Okay, I need to fix all the static pools at one point, but let's see. And this is the normal view. I want it to be very subtle. Okay, now comes the work part. Cleaning all this mess up. It's not gonna be fun. Option to align with wire, that would be nice. Okay. There. FPS edge. More first person stuff. There's so much going on here. Oh man. Switch. Now comes the hard sorting part. Shield shop NM. There we go. Thank you for the follow, Alexander Mendes. I don't have any ribbons anymore I can put on my hat, but I don't want to anymore either. Because, oh man, that was hot as hell. Okay, yeah, this will be a lot of fun to do. Freaking cleaning up stuff. Okay, so far so good. This is going to be really boring. Apologies for that once more, but I just have to do it. Okay, you're coming all the way from there for the refraction. I don't like it when wires are crossing. That I can understand from... I don't like to do this, but well, sadly it's part of the job. It's somewhat cleaner. That's enough for me, I think. Now for the bulls. I like to have everything controlled with one bull. I do, but I'd rather not use them unless I really need to. For blueprints, I would use them a lot, but for some reason in material functions, I still not used to constantly using them. I feel it's redundant. And sometimes it's nice and clean to do something like this, but I wish you could recolor wires though. That would be nice. I think this is clean enough for now. This is going to be a mess anyway with all the multiplies and bends and whatever, but there. Now we have a shield that works in first person and in third. And I need to enable that thing again. Where is it? The animation thing there. It's being shut at the moment for my test purposes. There. Oh. There. No, man. Just no. No. I understand it's a placeholder, but first off, the angle of the shot should, the shield should definitely go the direction you're jumping at, and not just a weird angle, but that's just me. And yeah, it should definitely be looking at the angle it's shooting at, but oh well. I still need to do something really cool for the goals here, the inner part, but that's just going to be so much work as well. I think I'm going to do that today. I'm sure what I'm going to do now though. I think I've done enough work for a weekend thing. Next week I'm probably going to add some effects to this thing and the goals, and then I think I'm sort of done because I've been doing way too much work already. By the way, let's see. Is anybody from Protoball still here? Anybody in the chat that's working on Protoball says hi? Please say hi. If not, I'm gonna do something else for a bit. Siesta time. No, I'm probably gonna add some weird beams to another project. That is a weird shape. Yeah, that's no. But not sure what I was thinking there, but one second. I'm getting a message on WhatsApp. No. And loads of emails. Excellent. Manage is following me now. Earthworks is following me now. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I am a bit tired though. Not sure what that's causing it, but meh. Okay, got quite a few awesome fadey thingies already, but I need a lot more. I'm wondering what kind of cool thing I could add now. Let's do a very over-the-top spiral one. Okay, cylinder. Let's make it nice and long. $10 should be fine. Height segments should be quite a lot. I think about 60 even or so, but we'll see. Size doesn't matter. It could even be 3 there. Okay, let's do some fun. Let's try to do some fun things with it. I keep forgetting the button that automatically does the isolation, but man. Okay, to smooth it out, I'm gonna relax. Okay, it's maybe a bit too smooth, but there. And I'm gonna twist the hell out of it. That looks hypnotizing awesome. Okay. Let's try 720. Yeah. This is how I often do my beam kind of things. I just really love doing it like this. I could make a simple spline and constantly move the same kind of thing like this along it, but this gives me some, it makes me feel like I have a bit more creative expression or whatever. Don't know. It's not very optimal, but I like doing it like this. More beam. I think it'll shift L for me, yeah. Okay, get shape, and there it is. I think I need to rotate this 90 degrees. That's the wrong one. And you can Control C this. That's so annoying. And there. Apply mapping, of course. Yada yada yada. Thanks for the following, Vinny. This looks kind of cool. I like it. We'll make an editable poly, apply the material to it. And there. It's a bit oddly attached to it, but we'll change that in a second. Yeah, that's better. And now just get 3 of them. I could add 1 or 4 beams or whatever, but for now this is fine. And the result is an effect that goes like this. And I don't want local rotation, it needs to be few. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I like it. Now if you actually get both of these in Unreal Engine, you can have a result that looks like this. How freaking trippy is that? That's why I'm making all of these, so that I have a lot of variation, a lot of weird effects, and Jeebus, I keep yawning. I ate, I drank. I should be drunk. No, just kidding. Maybe I need more salt. Maybe I don't. Maybe I need less salt. I have no idea. Okay, let's do another weird shape. Let's see if I can actually get something I've never done before with the same kind of, for the same kind of beams. Cone, boring. Geosphere, boring. Cylinder I just did. Tube, pointless. The torus should also be pointless. I'm going to take a coffee too. That's actually a good idea, coffee. I don't need a pyramid. A teapot effect is a nope. Pardon. No, random mesh. It's so random. Legos and Roxify also a bit weird. Extended objects, Hydra. Taurus knot. I don't see me using that ever. Chamfer still might work. Let's see what old tank does again. I should make them that big, that better result. That could work. Again gun. I still want to do some weird effect with this because those ring wave things are so cool. I could probably render them out and make some cool effect on it that's fading in or fading out. Maybe I'll do something on like that later. Hose could work. Could give like a weird effect. Yeah, let's do hose. Let's do height thing is segments 60 on 20. What will look good? I think in this case we might need to go a bit high, but 120 is overdoing it. 80. There. Ready to rub fishes. That's the cycles. Let's do like 5 or so cycles. 6. There. That actually looks quite cool. By the way, Rob is my name. Ask my parents. They don't know English. Are your parents fish by any chance? And your last name just fish? Yeah, I'm a bit about this. I want to do something that's way more wavy or so. This will give a cool result, but I can make it anyway, and we'll see after that. There. That might actually be interesting as well. Let me double check. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, let's just pick one of those angles and be done with it. Let's pick one of the filled ones. There. Really, I have no idea what I'm doing at the moment. This is gonna be fun. Shape, are you there? And shape is there. No, but I compete as swimmer for 7 years, even international tournaments, and my friends call me Rub the Fish. So it is to make a ridiculous nickname. Well, that's cool. It's cool that you're swimming. It's a very healthy habit to have. Okay, yeah, this is not gonna be anything cool, but meh. We made it anyway, so let's just go with the flow for now. There. Oh boy, this is gonna be so bad. Oh, other way around. Yeah, 20 hours per week swimming wasn't that healthy. Yeah, I can understand that as well. I mean, that's the thing with high-end sport. It's not that healthy as people think. You might get a lot of damage later. So, anyways, what are you people excited for with E3? What do you do? What kind of games do you expect to see, want to see, hope to see, or would hate to see? That's actually a good question. Which game would you hate to see at E3? I know one. Knack. Because the first Knack was total... I'm not allowed to curse that much on stream because I don't want to. But Knack was the biggest... If you have a garbage can, then you toss away the garbage can and you piss over it, then you have Knack. That's how much I dislike that game. Now there's a Knack 2 because people apparently bought it. I mean, ugh. So that's my complaint about that game. Why would people ever make a second game of that? Okay, this is gonna be the weirdest thing I've seen in a bit. Whee! Oh well, it's a thing, I guess. Maybe we could... Okay. This is place it somewhere where I can ever find it again. And move. No, seriously, who the hell even invented that game? Okay. It might actually look cool, but no. I'd like to see the new Darksiders. Yes. Darksiders was one of the first Zelda-esque games in a long time, and I really liked the first one. The second one was a little bit not my taste, but still cool. Okay, let me remove this for a second and get the llama tools. Where are you? Maybe a new Assassin's Creed or Mario Odyssey. I'm assuming that you mean that with AC. I'm done with Assassin's Creed. Though the new one might be a bit more interesting because it's playing in ancient Egypt from what I understand. But yeah, after Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed was kind of dead to me. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but it's the same thing over and over again, and I didn't feel like collecting all the flags again, or yeah. I do also do like Mario Odyssey. I'm not sure if they should go to the human world because we always expected Mario to be some kind of a human, but apparently he's not, and that is a bit of an odd vibe in my humble opinion. But we'll see. As long as the gameplay is good, and normally you can count on Mario games gameplay being good, it should be quite an interesting game to play. Okay, this is gonna be so weird. Hey, the JH North New Zealand. I'm guessing that the NZ stands for New Zealand. North Korea. That would be a bit weird. But if you say so, I'm gonna argue. So this is gonna be a very weird beam thingy might never ever use, but it does look kind of wavy and maybe it will work. The rotation results are odd, to say the least. I just played one Assassin's Creed, the second one, and I don't like it. I like to play Syndicate because it has communism in London, cool stuff, but I always liked... Yeah, I do always like the UP conferences, but sadly, whenever they end, I'm like, I'm betting that 99.9% of all that was pre-rendered or at least run on a computer that's beyond human knowledge. Beyond human comprehension, I mean. So it will look really, really good, and then you get to play the actual game, and you're like, you know? And that's kind of what I've always had with Ubisoft games. Did you see the Watch Dogs 2 art style? Yeah, I do like that, but I so didn't like the first Watch Dogs that I didn't even attempt to try the new one. I mean, they have a lot to learn before they can get into the GTA, the GTA pool, because GTA really knows what they're doing. You can say a lot about the way their gameplay is or whatever, but Watch Dogs 1 was so boring, so dull, so lifeless that I don't feel like playing the new one. Like Ubisoft is one of the new companies who creates new IPs. That's true. Though you could say the same a little bit about Naughty Dog at the moment and Guerrilla Games. They're also finally trying some new IPs, and I think though Horizon really did something new, and I hope that shows that new IPs still have a lot of place in AAA companies. Okay. Anybody know for weird shape I should try? I think I have most of them by now, but Tornado shapes. Aren't these kind of tornado shapes? My problem with Naughty Dog is that their games are so short, like 12 or 15 hours max. Well, I'd rather have 12 to 15 hours of superb entertainment than 100 mediocre. Like Fallout 4, I did not like that for 1 bit. I'm a huge Fallout 3 fan, Fallout 2, Fallout 1, Fallout New Vegas, but Fallout 4 was but that's personal. That's just my opinion, don't attack me for it. But yeah, I mean, take Journey. You can play that whole game in like 1 hour and a half or so, maybe 2. And same with Apsu, and I wouldn't have them any longer. They are exactly fine the length they are. And in my humble opinion, with most games from Naughty Dog so far, for me personally, is that I didn't feel like they needed to be any longer. Though I occasionally do have this feel like I wish there was more in that universe, in that lore. I wish I could play an alternative story or whatever, because the environments and the game itself just wants you to explore more, and that's sometimes what I miss. I don't want the game to be longer, I want more stories in that same setting, or even alternative gameplay in the same area that might work. But maybe I'm just too picky. But that's why there are so many games, to please a lot of more people than just me. Why was I doing this? So yeah, I wanted to bend it. The hell? I have no idea what I just did, but I like it. Just Cause 2 was great, I think. I never played that one. It's not my kind of game. I haven't really paid that much attention to the whole Just Cause game to really understand the explosions or the effects in that game. Okay, this should be fine. Okay. I have no idea what I'm trying, I'm just goofing off up at the moment. Magnus, I would be totally fine with never seeing another Halo game ever again. Conversely, I would love to have another Gears game or 3. Okay, I was fine with Gears 1, 2 or 3. I haven't played them since, but yes on never ever seeing another Halo game again. I never liked them, I never will. I hated the environments, I hated the enemies, I hated the gameplay, I hated the weapons. But then again, that's just me. I just never could get into it, and if anybody likes them, I'm totally fine with that. But I would personally be really happy with never ever hearing anything about Halo again. So yeah, I do not understand that frustration. I don't like Halo at all. But other people do, and if they are enjoying it, that's totally fine. What do I want to do with this thing? Let's see if I can get an FFD box going. I'm sure a lot of people are raging at me at the moment, like, how can you not understand Halo? You are a dickhole. And I sometimes am a dickhole. What am I gonna do with this? Because I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I sent you an explosion montage by TW. Check it out if you want. Where? Twitch? Twitter? What? Okay, this is... You know? What is kind of funny with these kind of things though? Let's say I have this one and it has this weird blast like this. I can also just duplicate it. Unwrap the thing. Grab this whole thing. Rotate it twice and have a beam that's going to the other side. I obviously need to rotate this 180 degrees and make sure that the pivot is on the other side. But I'm assuming it should be somewhere there, but okay, let me double check Rubbish. Twitter. I'm not gonna watch 10 minutes of this, don't worry, but okay. I mean, it's a very generic explosion. It's fine though, but yeah, I would never play a game like this. Also, why are you not dead yet? But yeah. Oh well, they have had fun with the explosions, that's fine. But yeah. I gotta say though, I'm personally not really a big fan of realism and that kind of stuff, so. So what the hell did I mess up here? I expect the pivot to be there, I think. Seems to be fine. Okay. Now let's delete the other two and get two new ones. There. Weird effects are weird. And this will look like this when rotated. It will be horrible. It will be hated, but it's fine. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it quits for now. Get something to eat, relax a little bit. Maybe stream later today though, but we'll see. I'm a bit burned out today because I haven't slept well, I think. Not sure. Anybody have any questions? Else I'm gonna call it quits. I thought you said later potato. Later potato. I'm making weird noises. Apologies. Don't take them out of context. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna call it quits. Thank you all for watching this stream. Thank you all for watching Goofy Old Me. And take care. Have a nice weekend. Sleep well. And yeah. Do whatever you do and do it with love.